Good morning, everyone. It is September 16th, 2018. I'm Eric. How y'all doing today? I hope you're doing good. Here I am. I was reading through some articles at All News Pipeline, and I came across a doozy. These lessons from history teach us why we prepare. For when they shall say peace and safety, sudden destruction cometh upon them. We study history not to be clever in another time, but to be wise always. Not to know what happened before you were born is to remain forever a child. Cicero. The other one was Marcus. Oh, same guy. Same guy. Alright, so Russia, they are conducting the largest military exercise of the 21st century. Vostok 18 has mobilized 300,000 troops, 36,000 tanks and other vehicles, 1,000 aircraft and 80 ships to practice World War III. Now, I got off the World War III videos for a while because it looked like things were starting to fizzle out on that end, but the military-industrial complex, the New World Order, neocons, the Zionists, they all have different plans. Okay, so Russia is the most heavily armored state in the world. United States, no. Russian conventional forces outnumber those of NATO in Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Poland, Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, France, and the United Kingdom combined. Russia is the world's strongest nuclear superpower, having at least twice as many nuclear weapons as the United States. They go on to say Russia probably has the world's most advanced offensive cyber warfare capabilities, rivaled only by China. But our press and other analysts in our Western society love to belittle Russia. They do so because they believe the Russian economy is weak. The U.S. and its allies all focused on creating wealth and prosperity for their peoples imprudently equate real military power with economic power, confident in the U.S. as the arsenal of democracy. This is one of the latest weapons produced by Russia. Missile is capable of traveling up to 6 times the speed of sound, twice as fast as Navy missiles designed to shoot it down. Projectile can be armed with warheads ranging from high explosive to nuclear. It has scramjet technology, allows fuel to burn at hypersonic speeds. And this is what makes Russia's nukes unstoppable. And here are some of the headlines that our media likes to put out. And they are foolish and short-sighted, as this individual says. And this is coming from, where'd it go? Where'd the name go? Oh, yeah. It's by Dr. Vincent Fry. Or Pry, rather. I think we all know who that individual is. Okay. This one comes out of Newsweek. They say why Russia is really weak. Washington Post says why Russia is far less threatening than it seems. Russia's deceptively weak military, national interest, coming from national interest. Russia and Vladimir Putin are weak. National Review. Russia's renewed might rests on weak economic foundations. The Financial Times. And this idea that Russia is weak is a fantasy. Okay? Russia would more than likely kick our asses in a war. Now, I watched an infographic video yesterday, which kind of got me thinking about this article, talking about how the United States could win a war against all the countries of the world combined because of our ability to move things efficiently. And that may be, you know, we do move things efficiently, but we're not the only ones. I think the Russians probably are able to move things efficiently too. And what I mean by things is cargo, war cargo, you know, such as tanks, guns, all that kind of stuff. Anything you would need to invade a country. They may not be as good at it as our military, and they may not ever make it to the United States homeland, but they have the hypersonic missiles for that. And he says that this is fantasy, and it's masquerading as realism. And it is reminiscent of the denial behavior of Western elites before World War II. Impoverished but heavily armed North Korea and North Vietnam economic hegemonies compared to the United States prove that even the vastly superior U.S. economic power is no guarantee of peace and does not automatically translate into military superiority or victory. Leadership and willpower, strategy and tactics, quantity and quality of forces, technological and operational surprise, all can be far more important than wealth in warfare. If Russia is a nuclear-armed trailer park, as it is derided by some, its poverty makes it more dangerous, not less. And that's true for people as well. You get a person who is impoverished and desperate, they're more likely to hurt you to get what they need. I think the same could be applied to countries. Predator states, heavily armed warrior cultures that are economically weak or underdeveloped, often precisely because of overinvestment in military power, are a recurrent fact that have not only shaped but often dominated history of civilization. Look at the Assyrians. The Assyrians were geniuses at waging war. They invented battering rams, which they used to pound down city walls. They used catapults to throw rocks at enemies, and protected their archers, people who use bows and arrows. So they were economically disadvantaged, and because of its desert mountain homeland, compared to Sumeria, Babylon, Egypt, and other cradles of civilization made prosperous by the Tigris and Euphrates or Nile rivers. Conquered wealth that Assyria could not create with the world's first professional army. The Assyrian war machine was the most efficient military force in the ancient world up until the fall of the empire in 612 BCE, according to the Ancient History Encyclopedia 2008. The secret to this success was a professionally trained standing army, iron weapons, advanced engineering skills, effective tactics, and most importantly, a complete ruthlessness. I'm going to tie this in with shit hitting the fan. Complete ruthlessness. And that is the most important part. If you obey the rules you live by now during shit hit the fan, you're going to die. You're going to die because you weren't willing to override your religious dogma, your rule by law dogma, and to do what it took to stay alive. Okay, another example of a poor city-state, the Spartans, or Sparta. The Sparta's elite war machine defeated wealthy Athens. Like the U.S. today, was considered unbeatable because of its money and powerful navy. Sparta's Admiral Lysander used innovative tactics to defeat the Athenian fleet at the Battle of... Oh man, that's a good one. I'm not going to pronounce very well, so I'm not going to say it. And it doomed Athens. So, Macedonia, one of the poorest regions of ancient Greece, rose under the generalship of Alexander the Great to become, in merely 13 years, the greatest empire until the rise of Rome. Rome defeated wealthy Carthage in the Punic Wars, the Age of the Vikings. They are named the poorest peoples of the Dark Ages, Europe, but the greatest warriors, notoriously for successful predations launched from barren North George against rich kingdoms in Britain, France, and Spain, and the Byzantium. Prussia, too. So, you know, just because Russia is having a hard economic time does not mean they're incapable of defeating the United States in war. And they call, or he calls, Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran modern predator states. And the thing about this is completely untrue. At least as far as Russia and North Korea and Iran go. Iran hasn't been to war in hundreds of years. So how are they predators? If you contrast that to the United States, compare, you can see that we've been at war for almost our entire existence. I would say that the United States, Britain, Israel, and other allies are the predator states, not Russia, North Korea, or Iran. I would say China is a predator state. Okay, so don't assume that World War III will replay World War II, that the U.S. will have time to mobilize its economic wealth to prevail. In our age of nuclear missiles and cyber warfare, the first blows are likely to be decisive. And look, and shit hit the fan, that is key. That is key. If you are with a small group of people and you're going to be attacked by a larger group of people, decisiveness and ruthlessness and the first blows are key. The U.S. is vulnerable to electromagnetic pulse and cyber warfare, and it invites a Vostok 18 for real. So, you know, here's a little bit about Dr. Peter Vincent Pry. He was Chief of Staff of the Congressional EMP Commission. He served on the staff of the White House Armed Services Committee and at the CIA. So he's an expert in these matters and could very well be right. But I disagree with him about them being predator states. So it looks like World War III could just be around the corner, and if that happens, shit will hit the fan. Here. I mean, like I said, Russia may not be able to carry all of its troops to our mainland, but I do believe that they won't need to. For one, they have people already in the United States, along with China and the rest of those enemy countries. They have the hypersonic weapons that the U.S. does not have yet. At least they're not saying so publicly. And they have big incentive to strike first. Big incentive. So maybe World War III is going to happen. Maybe me thinking it was fizzling out was a stupid thing. Maybe I should have been paying more attention to this the entire time. Maybe. Hope everyone has a good day. Kill the state before the state kills you.